Good morning.
Made
It is. Listen, you know what? This whole Biden administration doing the Stephanie Miller show, it's even more complicated, Travis, than the, you know what? Because it's like the same kind of news cycles, but just with constant good news. And it
Right.
creates wardrobe problems. Like I feel like I have shirked the environment because I ultimately didn't go with I Stand with Standing Rock t-shirt yesterday because I had to do that. I really do care. Do you getting kids out of cages? And now I have to, in honor of women's health, look, I had to do my separation of church and uterus shirt today because of all the things he just did for women's access to health care and overturning the Mexico City rule and etc.
Why do you have to make it all about you, Stephanie? Why can't you be about the environment? Why can't you support the environment, Stephanie?
I will get in my Standing Rock shirt halfway through the show. Listen, people, I can only do so much.
Wardrobe change.
Wardrobe. Okay. Good morning. Okay.
Morning.
And Travis, you were saying, even so, we can still have nice things, right?
Yes.
Now that Biden is, there's this story about the woman giving a BJ to an armed robber so that to detain him until the police got there. That's fun.
That's important. That's important news. That's a skill that all of us could use.
That is
listen,
news.
Do what you have to do for your country, ladies.
Yes.
Although this wasn't here. This was in Slovakia.
I wonder if he knows of Melania.
This could have been Melania. I'm just saying.
She's a patriot.
Is this going to be her story? I was just trying to detain him until you could bust him for being a traitor. Oh, which there's another story about that. Ex-KGB spy makes explosive claim about Russia's efforts to cultivate Trump since, when is it, Travis? 1987. I believe Malcolm Nance has mentioned that once or twice. Maybe Melania was just detaining a traitor until we could, get all the evidence in. Yeah. Okay, to which we say.
And Malcolm Nance has a big editorial in the Washington Post today, too.
I know. And how did we know that? Because he just told us on Wednesday. Yes, we're still too complacent about the threat of violent domestic extremism. The same thing. Should it be troubling or happy for us that the Homeland Security Department was a little bit behind Malcolm Nance? Yes, we know this. I mean,
it was Trump's Homeland Security Department.
I gotta tell you, though, there's part of it, you guys, that it's just not funny. That, between the threats against members of Congress and how many of them are asking for, security, and the fact, like, how close the Senate is, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
These lunatics, will do anything they have to, I think. Yes.
And people on Capitol Hill. You got people like Dr. Fauci getting, threats to his entire family and all of that from these crazy QAnon people.
They have Hakeem Jeffries' family's cell phone numbers and home addresses. I mean, this is really, and how about the Speaker of the House having to say the threat is coming from within? Yeah. This nutty Marjorie Taylor Greene. Somebody had a great tweet about, Hoodlum said when Ronald Reagan emptied out all the mental hospitals, who knew they'd all end up in Congress? I mean, these are crazy. We covered most of her conspiracy theories yesterday. What's the new one that Jerry Brown used a Jewish laser to start the wildfires in California so that he could do high-speed rail there? He was trying to clear out the forest area. Oh my God. This is a crazy person.
A gigantic space laser.
Can we get back to the BJ story for just a second?
Okay, that's important. It's Friday.
We need this kind of can-do for your country attitude right now, people. A woman performed a sex act on a gas station robber to distract him until the cops turned up. He eventually forced the station attendant to hand over cash during a terrifying burglary. A male shop assistant fled to the back after he punched him in the face. The robber punched him in the face. Maybe he didn't think of offering the BJ. Women tend to be a little more, problem solving.
Thinking on their toes.
Right.
Yeah.
So then a mystery woman entered the gas station from the back door willing to help and to stall the criminal.
That's my favorite part of it.
She's not believed to be an employee. So that's, that's a random helper. Like that's a random act. That's a random act of kindness.
Random act of kindness.
They were busted down that back door and came in and gave the guy what he needed.
Ladies, just because you're not an employee of the gas shop does not mean you cannot offer a BJ.
She's a superhero.
In order, right? To maybe she cuffed him with a Wonder Woman bracelet, and then
Maybe your superhero name should be Felicia.
Wait a
Right?
minute.
Yes. Good thinking, Travis. Yes. The female reportedly performed oral sex on the 24-year-old in a bid to stop him from fleeing, and it worked. So take your judgments elsewhere. Just saying. Okay.
She had him dematized.
Right.
What was the noise you made, Stephanie?
What? I don't know what it would sound like, Chris, through a Wonder Woman bracelet, but I was just saying maybe she had some sort of other tool. Maybe she roped it with a golden lasso first, and then. Sorry, am I doing that wrong? It's been a while.
Wrong. You should not make that sound when doing that.
Oh, by the way, Cece Goldwater texted me and said, "Did you tell everyone I gave you a sex toy?" I was like, "Yes." She did. She gave me a vibrator for my birthday.
You showed it to us.
She said, "Did you chat about the vibrator I gave you on the show today?" I just did an op-ed for the Washington Post, so that might feed into all the comments I've been receiving that I'm probably a lesbian. Cece Goldwater is not a lesbian. She just gave me a vibrator, which I do not use because I don't use sex toys. I'm sorry. It was very generous of you, Cece. Cece is not a lesbian. Oh, but because she said the Republican Party has lost its way and they would have to censure her grandfather, Barry Goldwater, now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, obviously, right-wingers would think she's a lesbian because, yeah. She said maybe we should make a porn film called Goldwater on Miller. See? Problem solver, thinker. Just, we all got to do what we can in this COVID environment for money. Okay.
And also gets you laid.
Except I feel like that would really revive that she's a lesbian when she is in fact not.
Maybe she's like that woman who broke in the back end of the gas station. She's just doing it for the country.
She's fluid for patriotism or for money, perhaps.
Yes.
Why do I feel I'm going to get another text? Did you today on the show say? I'll be like, did you in fact make it worse? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. But you want to know the ultimate reason why we can have nice things, Travis?
Why's that?
It involves today's happy hour. So my new best friend, Rosanna Arquette, and I have been texting because we're trying to set up a hike.
You're stalking her.
No, we're going to go hiking. She is today's happy hour because she's the greatest thing that's ever happened to the world. And I love her. But so we're trying to set up a time for a hike. And she was like, oh no, I'm a morning girl. And yeah, I love to. But I'm shooting L Word this month. So I don't know my schedule yet. I was like, wait. You on L Word. I just died and went to heaven.
You're in.
Rosanna Arquette's going to be on L Word. Oh my God, things are looking up.
This is your ticket to the Power Lesbians.
I gotta go get me a power lesbian. Okay. All right. And you know why else things are looking up? Because you got me Glenn Kirshner.
Justice is coming.
Well, not just justice. Let me tell you what. He just makes me happy, right? He said the world is watching to see if the U.S. will prosecute those who attempted to overthrow the government. Trump, Don Jr., Rudy, as supported by Cruz, Hawley, and others. If we fail to prosecute, we are inviting tomorrow's insurrection, and tomorrow the insurrections might be smarter. Thank you. Right? There are 1,000 reasons that we need to do this. It is okay. And this just gets scarier by the day. What he incited and is enabling is only getting scarier. And didn't Mitt Romney say it again? Just say this election was fair, and then we can talk about everything else.
And we've got the audio of that now, where there's audio of that now.
Oh, could I have that, please, Chris? That would be cut 14 calling an audible over here. Here we go. And Mitt Romney in 3, 2, 1.
The trial is going to inflame actions more. I say, first of all, have you gone out publicly and said that there was not widespread voter fraud and that Joe Biden is a legitimate president of the United States? If you've said that, then I'm happy to listen to you talk about other things that might inflame anger and divisiveness. But if you haven't said that, that's really what's at the source of the anger right now.
Right. Mitt
That's
Romney also making the same point CeCe Goldwater did about today's Republican Party. And my point is Mitt Romney is a lesbian who has sent me a vibrator. What? What did I say?
I feel like that was Mitt Romney saying, talk to the hand.
Here's my point. No, but this is, we talked about CeCe's, what do you call it, op-ed, in that it's so insane. And Chris speaks to this, that he's lived in Arizona, this Arizona GOP, but this is who the Republican Party is becoming. Like, they censured Cindy McCain for defending her husband against Donald Trump.
They complain about cancel culture.
Yeah, the Arizona Republican Party is basically a bellwether for where the rest of the Republican Party in the United States is going. Arizona first, and the rest of the party is going to follow. It's scary what's going to happen.
Well, by the way, I love this. This is just another happy day tweet. Russell Drew tweeted, the rise of Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene proved my point. I said 4 years ago the Democratic Party would survive the Trump presidency, but that the Republican Party would not. And now it's all coming to fruition, a well-deserved ending. I mean, they really do appear to be like splitting, disintegrating in front of our eyes. And apparently even Republicans warned Kevin McCarthy, you're going to look weak if you go to Mar-a-Lago. And he did. He looked like a completely spineless weenie.
Oh my God.
Sucking up to this would-be dictator, twice impeached, two-time popular vote loser. What's he doing? He's been in Mar-a-Lago more than he's been in his district here in California. I mean, what a pathetic party. And he put Marjorie Taylor Greene on the education committee. Someone has called for the execution of members of Congress, including Nancy Pelosi.
And someone who called the Parkland shooting a false flag event.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Travis, could you explain again, why is the laser that Jerry Brown used to start the wildfires in California, why is it a Jewish laser, technically?
Because they're Nazis, and Nazis don't like Jews, so Jews are evil. So Jews would have the space laser, and that's how they beat the Nazis and stop the internment camps.
Okay, let me just write that down. Okay.
I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, Venn diagram.
I was winging that one.
I'm
trying to understand.
I was listening to the Bob Cesca show, as I tend to do, because it is fantastic. But oh my God, I'm so bad. You know what I totally spaced on asking him about? Is he grew up, Butch Bowers.
Lindsey
Graham's imaginary Butch friend that lives in Niagara Falls. You wouldn't know him. So, but Bob said, you mentioned this, but I forgot to ask Bob about it. He grew up with the Bowers family. He was friends with Butch Bowers' little brother. He, hung out at the Bowers house and yada, yada, yada. And so Bob knows him. Obviously Butch Bowers became a lawyer. Butch Bowers' father went to jail. He was a crook for, I think it was embezzlement or something.
Oh.
And I thought, so now we know why Butch Bowers became a lawyer.
Yeah.
Because, I see. So since he was a boy, that's what he's dreamed of, is getting crooks off. So now he's going to represent Donald Trump for the impeachment trial. Perfect. Right?
Oh my God, he's going to have daddy issues with
this
Donald.
whole party. It's like Daryl, what's his name down in Orange County?
Isa.
Right?
Yeah, Daryl
he
Issa,
made a fortune on car alarms. Why? Because he was a car thief. He's like, someone ought to make an alarm to protect people from people like me. I was like, oh my God, I can't with this whole party. They're just, okay.